Hello and welcome to episode 424 of the Daily Sales Message Podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. Now, if you're new around here, my name is James Newell. That's spelled N-E-W-E-L-L. I teach people how to sell for a living. I go high pitch for some reason. Sorry about that. Losing my train of thought. I also lose my train of thought in my completely unedited podcast episodes and unrehearsed and unscripted. I teach people how to sell. For me, it comes in two parts. It starts with having a clear sales message, so being able to explain and articulate exactly what you're trying to sell, which sounds flippant, but if you ever had that trouble, it's quite difficult. And secondly, developing selling confidence, the ability to be relaxed and comfortable and confident in a selling situation. In this episode of the podcast, as I just shake my mic back and forth to complete professionalism, this phrase really gets me, and maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I'm getting even more kind of whingy and moany about things, but it goes without saying. It goes without saying that blah, blah, blah. From a messaging point of view, from a clear sales message point of view, a sales communication point of view, nothing should go without saying. You need to point things out to people. That doesn't mean you need to bombard your potential buyers at once with everything they need, blah, 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 and just vomit onto them. But you do need to list out all of the important information, location, timing, scope of business, all this kind of stuff as much as you can. Don't leave anything to chance. Don't presume things can go without saying. I was on a call earlier this afternoon. I'm going to be on a podcast, no, not a podcast, a LinkedIn Live next week. And this guy on the call was throwing out terms like MQL, which is Marketing Qualified Lead, ICP, Ideal Client Profile, all sorts of other ones. Luckily, I knew what they were, and for a couple of them, I kind of, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. I knew what they were. But I wonder if I hadn't, or if people on the call hadn't, and they hadn't asked, where would they have been? So it goes without saying you should know what an ICP is. Well, but maybe I don't. So think about in your own offering. What are the things that, well, it goes without saying that, of course, a car comes with 4 seats and 4 wheels and a steering wheel and blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe you should point some of those things out. I don't know. Might sound ridiculous and banal, but pointing out the obvious or having an obvious sales message, as a student said to me a few years ago, an obvious sales message can be a really, really useful asset because it means we don't lose people just because they don't realize that you can help them. And that's one of the greatest shames possible. So nothing should go without saying. That's the moral of the story today. Right, that's it for this episode. Tomorrow in episode 425, sending emails to people is one thing. But there's something you should do that I see very few people doing, and it doesn't take a lot of effort. But before you send a cold email in particular, a newsletter, promotional email, something like that, there's something you should do to it to optimize it. I don't see or hear many people doing it. I'm sure more people do, who knows. But are you doing it? We'll find out in tomorrow's episode. Thank you for listening and watching all the way to the end. I'm going to lie down now because I'm talking really fast and getting even more unprofessional than usual. But I'll catch you tomorrow for an email-related edition of the Daily Sales Message.